turnovers. Bad pass by Daniels.
Oh, baby!
Whoa! Damn!
Versatility.
Both teams turn it over and an easy dunk down.
Yo, it's your boy Dctree, and this is Dctree-Nation, the channel on YouTube that covers hoops and heroes. And today we're talking hoops. We're talking Jalen Duren again, y'all, and the San Antonio Spurs. And I know the fandom is a little down because we lost in the tournament, but like I said before in my other video, it's a blessing in disguise, and the blessing can come as Jalen Duren in the draft, man. It's time for the Spurs to get an athlete. It's time for the Spurs to get a monster. That's why I had that random Lisa Simpson meme just a second ago. We need a monster. We need a Frankenstein. Heck, we need a Hulk.
I have an army. We have a Hulk.
Because against the Pelicans, that's what we were missing. Against everyone else in the league last season, with this past season, that's what we were missing. We were missing that intimidator, that crazy presence. And I'm not knocking Jakob Poeltl, because Jakob Poeltl came to play. He did his thing. Got in foul trouble last night. This is not in any shape or form bashing him, but I do think the Spurs need to go in more athletic, more powerful direction. I don't know if that means, playing Duren with Poeltl or Poeltl coming off the bench. I don't know, but I got 3 reasons how Jalen Duren would have helped the Spurs against the Pelicans. But before I jump too deep into it, if you like my content, please sub to the channel, hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that bell for more videos. Thank you so much for the continued support. Okay, the first way that Jalen Duren could have helped the Spurs against the Pelicans is on the offensive and defensive boards. We were outplayed drastically in that category. We were out rebounded by almost 20 rebounds, 21 rebounds. I believe it was like 53 to 33 or something like that. A crazy number. Now, granted, we did have our best 2 rebounders in foul trouble. Murray was in foul trouble. Jakob was in foul trouble. And yet they still ended the game with 9 rebounds each. But rebounding is something that we can improve on as a squad, as a team. We kind of squeak by because DJ is such a great rebounder, but you don't want your point guard ever to be on par with your big man when it comes to rebounding. So I feel like Jalen Duren, although he's raw, although he has to work on his offensive game, you don't need, special skills to rebound per se. He has the strength, he has the athleticism. He could really help this team where it counts. The second way Jalen Duren could have helped the Spurs against the Pelicans is his ability to block shots, okay? The Spurs only had 2 block shots last night against the Pelicans, while the Pelicans themselves had 7, okay? Now, I'm not entirely sure how many of those blocks came from their big men, but at the same time, I see that this is an area of improvement that the Spurs need. We need not necessarily the stat of the block shot, but we need someone in there that's altering shots drastically every single play almost. You get what I'm saying? So Jalen Duren has been compared defensively to Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard won 3 defensive awards in a row. Now, I'm not saying Jalen is going to do that, but if he has a sliver of Dwight Howard in him defensively, he could drastically help this team, man. If you watch the game against the Pelicans, those jokers in the first half were going to the basket at will. They didn't have no fear. They didn't have any second thought. No one was there to really alter shots like that. And again, I'm not bashing Jakob, but Jakob doesn't have that above the rim presence that the Spurs need for these athletic players, like Ingram, even CJ, going to the basket. I can't remember the short, light-skinned Pelican point guard that was cooking us too at the rim. So I think his name was Alvarado. Those type of things will disappear if we have an intimidator like Jalen Duren. Okay, the last way Jalen Duren could have helped the Spurs was that he will likely bring some nasty to this team, man. We need his athleticism. We need his bravado. We need his intimidation on both ends of the floor. You just don't get that with our big men that we have already. They don't have that nasty. They don't have that X factor on offense and defense that makes people think twice. We need somebody to, shell out emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
And what I mean by that is that we need the player to play above the rim. I remember the Spurs playing the Clippers in the heyday with DeAndre Jordan and with Blake Griffin. Like, they were always so much pressure on the defense because you knew the lob could come at any place on the floor, could come at any time. We need a player like that does that on offense and also is an intimidator at the rim on defense. You get what I'm saying? And, athleticism and power is the route that we get that. And Jalen Duren, he does that. He brings that intimidation factor to make the defense think twice. Like, oh, when's the lob coming? He has the power to embarrass some folks, okay? That gets around the league. You don't want to be embarrassed. You don't want to be dunked on. That gets in people's head. See, basketball is a physical sport, obviously. But it's intimidation too. It's psychological. You got to get in the mental. Hey, I want to go straight to the basket. Well, that Jalen kid is sitting right there. He blocked me twice the last time we played. I better go for, the mid-range jumper. Those little things make sense. Those real little things are powerful. Intimidation is powerful, and I think Jalen Duren does that for us. And we can, of course, work on his offense, work on his mid-range jumper, hopefully extend him to the 3. We got time for that. He does need work with that. But I think he, what he is today would have helped us against the Pelicans. He didn't have to have a great touch. He just needed to be a bully inside, get those rebounds, alter those shots, block those shots, and man, we could have walked away with a W in that game. Also, I think the Spurs probably need to get back to playing with some size, and I don't know if they could be able to do the Twin Tower thing from back in the day, but they gotta play taller and bigger players to get these rebounds. You see what I'm saying? To alter these shots, and Jalen Duren does that. I feel like Keldon Johnson, we have to move him back to the small forward, because when we put him against power forwards, like teams with legit size, he struggles, just like he did last night. So again, I think having a Jalen Duren really would help this squad. All right, guys, that's it for this one. If you're a fan of the channel, this video should be no surprise about my pick, Jalen Duren. And, last night against the Pelicans, it just showed me even more that we could use a player with this type of strength, athleticism, and undiscovered talent offensively. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Check out the other videos on the channel. I got some Moon Knight stuff out. Check that out, and I will catch you in the comments. Peace.